Alright, what's up guys? So, I just had a couple questions about what type of exhaust is really done on this car. So, I'm just going to show you what I deleted first and then what I put on. So, we first started off with this rear muffler just by itself. And it did muffle a good amount of sound, but I wanted more. I even had the guy at the exhaust shop, he even was like, hey, do I just want to cut this one off first? And I was like, yeah, sure, why not? And then he did that first. And then I'm like, nope, it's not enough. I want a little bit more. And this thing's pretty heavy. This thing's probably about 30 pounds. It doesn't look super heavy, but it's just packed with a ton of stuff. And this was the stock tip and everything. And then what else I cut off was this. And see, this doesn't look super big until you put it right by your foot, and then you're like, wow, okay. But this one as well, this one's probably a little bit less. It feels a little bit more like 30 pounds maybe. Got shit all over my hands though. And this is like your, I called it a mid muffler, but he's like, but the guy at the exhaust shop is like, no, that's more like a resonator. But I'm like, okay, well. But when you look under the car, there's another one right there. And I'm like, wait, wouldn't that be the resonator? And he's like, well, maybe. I'm like, okay, well, we need to keep that because or else it's going to drone. I mean, it does drone a little bit, but it's nothing like it's not like you're going down the highway and it just fills your head with noise. It's nothing that you can't get used to. It's not like wah. It's nothing too crazy. So down to what I actually did. So first off, we're gonna show what I did with this right here, because it wasn't about the middle of the car. It's a little bit past the wheel, right about where this arrow is. You see, that's where that resonator was, or that mid muffler. See, because and then you can see that resonator over there, and then it goes straight into that piping, which that one is 2 1/4 for some reason. But then when we go back here, it keeps going, right? But this, he put 2.5 inch. I'm not quite sure why, but because, well, I know it's 2.5 because I can't wrap my fingers around it. And what he did, or what I told him to do, was put this little resonator. It's about it's like a 12 inch, 2.5 in, 2.5 out inch resonator, just so it can get rid of the drone. And then I put this big 4-inch tip. That's it for size, and I have pretty just average size hands. My hand fits in there pretty good. I mean, it can't go all the way in, but. And I believe this is a double-walled stainless. I'm not quite sure. The guy at the exhaust shop told me it was double-walled, so I'll just take his word for it. I'll just take his word for it. Yeah, and it sounds pretty good. I mean, obviously I have sound clips in my other videos. I think it sounds pretty good, and it doesn't drone or boom way too much. I mean, a little bit, down low, just low revs, 2,000 revs. It does drone just a little bit, but I've asked multiple passengers hey, is it too much or should I? And they're like, no, because you can still whisper when you're on the highway, but I mean you can definitely hear it. And what is kind of cool is when the engine's kind of warm and you're in 3rd or 4th gear, but you're just going 30 miles an hour, and then you let off, it does go pop, 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 pop. It's nothing too loud. It's nothing obnoxious. It's not like a GTI crackle tune where it's pop. It's nothing too crazy like that. Thankfully. Although, I mean, those are cool, but at what point is too much, right? Yeah, so that's it. It was all in It was $30 for the exhaust tip, $30 for the resonator, and it was $100 of actually putting it on. So about $200 to $220 all in to completely change the sound. And obviously I said the resonator all in was like, or not the resonator, the air intake was all like $40 all in. And yeah, I'd say it was definitely a good thing. Would I really say that there's a change in power? It's hard to tell, honestly. Because when I did my 0 to 60 before, it was about 8.95 seconds, which was super slow. But then I ran it again, but I did it in sport mode, and it was 7.7. I was like, what? And honestly, something about Volkswagen's like an exhaust and an air intake, even though it might not be like the coldest air that it can get to, it still does pretty good things. Like, I feel it definitely feels better at like the top end. At least like maybe it went from 170 to 180 or something like that, or like 177 to 180. I don't know. It's not like, wow, you're really gonna feel it, but well, that's about it, honestly. I might get this thing tuned by IE or someone like that, and maybe this exhaust and air intake would really come to life, but it's, I don't know. Then I gotta switch to 93, and I'm like, no. I'll think about it, and I'll keep you guys updated if anyone asks about anything. All right, see you guys in the next one. Peace.